Assalamu alaikum. I am honored to be with you today. Almost 2 weeks ago, a grandmother, two parents, and two children went for a walk together, 3 generations of the Afzal family. The family never made it home. The horrific attack in London, Ontario, took the lives of 4 innocent Canadians and left a 9-year-old as the only surviving member of his family. Our hearts go out to the loved ones of those lost, especially to young Fayez, who lost both of his parents, his sister, and grandmother. This tragic event has shaken communities across Canada and around the world. The Afzal family were attacked simply because of their religion. It was a harsh reminder of the hatred, bigotry, racism, and Islamophobia that still exists. We stand with the Muslim community in London and across Canada. I was invited to take part in today's event before the tragic attack. I want to thank the Islamic Centre of Markham for holding this event and providing me with an opportunity to speak. We understood the need for this event before the attack in London. We know that tragedy was not an isolated incident, and the fear and insecurity that many Muslim Canadians feel when they go out in public is not new. Less than 5 years ago, 6 people were killed at a mosque in Quebec City when they went to pray. Less than a year ago, Mohammed Aslim Safis was killed outside a mosque in Etobicoke. Far too many people across the country have faced insults, threats, and violence targeted because of their Muslim faith. All Canadians should feel safe where they live, work, gather, and pray, regardless of their race or religion. In recent months, as we fought the pandemic and as we lost more than 26,000 Canadians, we have witnessed other reminders of hatred, bigotry, and ignorance. We saw a wave of hate crimes targeting Chinese Canadians. There was the discovery of 215 children buried at the residential school in British Columbia. What is even more heartbreaking is that we know there will be more revelations to come. Canadians have often thought of our country as a safe haven, a place where people can come from around the world to live peaceful, safe, and happy lives. It is clear that our reality is falling far short of our ideals. We have dark chapters in our history, and there's still darkness today that we need to confront. Today's event is about confronting that darkness, and that's why we are here. It's about reaching out across lines of faith, race, and culture and connecting. It is an affirmation that fundamentally we're all the same. We want to live peacefully, with respect, with dignity, in a safe community. We want opportunities for our loved ones and for our family. We share a common desire to create something better for the future for all of us, for future generations. That we are all here together, even if we're connected virtually, is a source of hope. But how do we move from acknowledging hatred to real action? There are actions that government can take. We have already begun that journey, including Canada's first ever anti-racism strategy, which includes support for local community projects, and I believe today's event is supported by that initiative. We named far-right hate groups to Canada's terror listing, including groups like the Proud Boys. We are funding initiatives like the Security Infrastructure Program to help protect communities at risk and their schools and places of worship. We will continue to take action against online extremism and dismantling far-right hate groups. And we're holding a National Action Summit on Islamophobia, an opportunity to come together to determine the most effective steps and to coordinate further action. The call for a summit was unanimously supported by all members in Parliament, which is a hopeful sign. If we are to take action, you need to recognize the issue and not be afraid to name it. The Prime Minister said a few days ago, if anyone thinks racism and hatred don't exist in this country, I want to say this. How do we explain such violence to a child in a hospital? How can we look families in the eye and say Islamophobia isn't real? When you listen to the Black Muslim woman who constantly looks over her shoulder at the bus stop, fearing someone will pull off her hijab or hurt her, she'll tell you Islamophobia exists. If you listen to the parents who beg their children not to wear traditional clothes for fear of them being harassed or attacked simply for what they're wearing, they'll tell you racism exists. The reality is most Canadians haven't necessarily been aware of that fear, that far too many racialized or Muslim Canadians carry with them anytime they go outside. If this attack in London has any impact on non-Muslim Canadians, it should be this: to understand the anxiety and the fear that our fellow Canadians carry that they shouldn't be. And it is on all of us to understand that experience and be there to support and to help. We can and we must act. That's what Justin Trudeau said a few days ago. Islamophobia is real. Bigotry and racism are real. We must take action to stop it. Wherever we see hatred, it is important that we call it out. We need to stand up for inclusion through our actions and our words. Many Muslim Canadians are grieving, angry, and afraid. You're not alone. Countless Canadians are wondering what they can do to help. It's not just about political statements, it's personal. We're here to work with you, to stand with you. These are friends, neighbors, classmates, co-workers, and strangers, people of diverse religion, cultural, and racial backgrounds from all across Canada. We stand with you. We all need to come together as Canadians to stand together so that out of this darkness, we can create something better. There are a lot of reasons to be frustrated or angry with the horrible and tragic aspects of Canada's past and present. I have heard from some who have said we shouldn't celebrate Canada Day. I think it's important that this July 1st, we pledge to make Canada better. Let's celebrate Canada by taking action. Let's raise awareness of the problems we face. Let's reach out to people from different backgrounds. Let's push back against hate. The events in London made me reflect on a prayer that was a favorite of my mother's. I think its words are appropriate for today's interfaith event and challenges we're confronting. It is the prayer attributed to St. Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring love. Where there is offense, let me bring pardon. Where there is discord, let me bring union. Where there is error, let me bring truth. Where there is doubt, let me bring faith. Where there is despair, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, let me bring your light. Where there is sadness, let me bring joy. O Master, let me not seek as much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that one receives, it is in self-forgetting that one finds, it is in pardoning that one is pardoned. I believe we are capable of transforming Canada for the better. By coming together, we can confront the ugly face of hatred. We're stronger together. Thank you again to the Islamic Society for Markham for holding this event. Thank you all for taking part. Being here together is part of the action that's needed to fight hate and create a better Canada. Thank you.